We're looking at how search engine optimization has completely evolved from its basic early days into what is now a permanent compounding revenue infrastructure. It's a massive shift, so let's just dive right in and see how this transformation actually happened.
So think about this for a second, because this is a really painful reality for a lot of businesses out there. Does your customer acquisition just completely stop the absolute second your ad spend stops? If your leads dry up the moment you pause that ad campaign, you aren't really building a business system, right? You're kind of just stuck on an acquisition treadmill. In this explainer, we're going to discover why building your own owned digital assets is really the ultimate way to get off that treadmill once and for all.
Okay, here is our roadmap for today. We're moving through 5 distinct phases. We'll start with the roots of SEO, move into the rise of topical authority, talk about building that revenue infrastructure, explore this brand new AI citation economy, and then wrap up with how you can actually own your digital growth.
To give you some context on this shift, we've gone from simple keyword matching and PageRank back in the 2000s to having to establish really broad topical authority in the 2020s. And now, we are heading straight into the 2026 era of answer engine optimization, or AEO. The rules of the game haven't just tweaked a little bit, it is literally an entirely new game.
All right, part 1, the roots of SEO, building trust and relevance. Let's take a quick look back at the fundamental mechanics that originally taught search engines how to trust a website in the first place.
Back in the early days of the internet, Google basically ran on an algorithm called PageRank. And it's actually really fascinating because it acted almost like a giant digital voting system. Backlinks served as crucial votes of confidence. Basically, when another site linked to yours, they passed along what the industry called link juice. The more valuable the linking site was, the more link juice you got, and boom, the higher you ranked. It was a pretty simple but highly effective foundation. But hey, as you probably know, not all links are created equal. To build a successful foundation, the sources point to what they call the holy trinity of backlinks. First, you need power. That's the raw link juice from an authoritative site. But you also absolutely need relevance. I mean, if a golf blog links to a cybersecurity site, Google's algorithm knows that makes 0 sense. And finally, trust. This is all about how close you are to highly trusted seed sites. Think major universities or massive publications. You really have to strike a delicate balance of all 3 to succeed here.
Which brings us to part 2. The rise of topical authority. We are moving way beyond the single keyword here. As the algorithms got smarter, the whole strategy had to shift from those isolated keywords to comprehensive topic mastery.
And the hard data on this is just wild. The old traditional 1 article per keyword approach, yeah, that's completely obsolete now. A structured content hub actually crushes a standalone post by 4 times in organic clicks. We're talking 4,200 clicks compared to just a little over 1,000. It also captures drastically more long-tail keywords, usually over 1,100, compared to, at best, maybe 320 for an isolated post. Trying to compete with scattered, unrelated content just isn't viable anymore.
So how do we actually build this thing? Well, the research gives us a very specific playbook. Step 1, you map out a topic cluster. You're aiming for about 8 to 15 supporting subtopics circling a main pillar page. Step 2, you've got to build bidirectional internal linking. Connect the cluster to the pillar and link the pillar right back to the cluster. Step 3, write for AI readability. And step 4, optimize for EEAT. That's experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Add your author bios, put in those published dates, include original research. Basically, treat your content hub like it's a premium miniature online course.
Okay, pause for a second because this next stat completely blew my mind. 86%. Right now, 86% of AI citations are going to sites that have built out 5 or more comprehensive pages on a single topic. AI systems are actively prioritizing authoritative multi-page resources. If you're just a one-hit wonder with a single page on a subject, these AI engines are highly likely to just skip right past you.
Moving into part 3, building revenue infrastructure. This is where we talk about becoming a digital landlord. Because of this massive shift, SEO isn't just a marketing task you check off a list anymore, it is the literal construction of your revenue infrastructure.
The sources present a really stark choice for us here. Do you want to keep being a digital tenant, just constantly renting leads through paid ads, knowing your acquisition is going to absolutely plummet the moment the budget runs dry? Or do you want to be a digital landlord? A digital landlord owns a permanent compounding digital asset that consistently drives organic revenue month after month, whether they're actively running ads or not.
And when you actually make that transition to digital landlord, the data shows an undeniable shift. If we look at domain rating, which is a great metric for overall website authority,
Once your revenue infrastructure takes hold and is built properly, your domain's authority and traffic don't just bump up, they experience a permanent exponential rise. It compounds. This is what owning your digital growth actually looks like in practice. All right, part 4. This is the new frontier, the AI citation economy. We have to look at what's happening right now because AI systems are fundamentally changing exactly how buyers discover your brand.
There's a really hard truth about the modern web highlighted here, and it goes like this. ChatGPT doesn't cite you. Competitors do. Buyers are now using tools like ChatGPT, Claude, or Perplexity to shortlist vendors way before they ever visit a traditional website. So if you aren't visible in those AI answers, you're instantly eliminated from the buyer shortlist before a sales call is even booked. No way around it.
To adapt to this, the whole strategy is shifting from traditional SEO to AEO, answer engine optimization. Because AI systems are scanning for quick, hard facts, the emerging golden rule is to put your direct, highly relevant answers in the very first 40 to 50 words of your content. Seriously, if you bury the answer down in paragraph 4, the AI won't bother extracting it, and your content basically becomes invisible to the machine.
But check out what happens when you link it all together. When you bidirectionally link those AEO optimized cluster articles back to your main pillar, it creates this beautiful citation graph that AI models absolutely love. The result? Your visibility multiplies by 2.7 times compared to just having standalone pages. You are essentially spoon-feeding all that context right to the AI.
Finally, part 5, owning your digital growth. Let's pull all of these concepts together and talk about how you can actually measure and track this compounding digital infrastructure.
To truly measure success here, the research is clear. Ditch the vanity metrics. You have to focus on the data points that prove your infrastructure is catching both human searchers and AI systems. Are you seeing real month-over-month organic traffic growth to your pillar pages? Are your long-tail keywords climbing up into positions 1 through 50? You also need to be obsessively checking your appears in AI overview impressions inside Google's Search Console. And don't forget internal click-through rates. A really healthy content hub usually sees about 20 to 35% of its pillar page clicks coming straight from internal cluster links. And lastly, track direct lead attribution. At the end of the day, that's how you know this whole system is actually generating real revenue.
So the evolution here is crystal clear, right? We've gone all the way from those basic keyword links to building highly interconnected AI-readable content hubs. The writing is on the wall. The only question the source leaves us with is this: are you going to continue relying on the treadmill of renting your next lead, or are you ready to adapt and become a true digital landlord in the age of AI?